We inch closer and closer to the bleak future where nobody owns anything.
Is it loud enough
Even
for you
the
guys?
idea of ownership is looking like a foreign concept of a long forgotten age, as every corporate vampire zombie husk worm person is scrambling to try and shove this idea down your throat that you
I don't
will
know.
be happier owning nothing.
Okay.
You will own nothing.
Is this about the
and
HP
be
laptops?
happy.
I don't remember.
I know I've yapped about this a lot over the last 2 or 3 years.
As everyone
But that's
should.
because it's been accelerating at such an alarming pace.
The PS5.
Look at this newest development here.
Let's
you
see.
can now lease a PlayStation 5. Zoinks. Certified turbo zoinks moment.
Join your friends on PlayStation 5 with Flex. Oh my god, dude. They're calling it the same thing as NTXT. Lease a PS5 digital edition. Console starting at $9.95 per month. This is Great British Pound. So it's like British Pound to USD. What will that be? 9.95. As of right now, $13.45. So they'll probably price it at like $12.99 here in the US.
If I've ever seen one.
That's craziness.
This is all fart, no poop. This shit
All
is
fart, no poop.
fucking foul. You have a plethora of really enticing.
Oh, they have a bunch of different ones. Oh, you could do the Pro console, 2 terabyte. Oh, wow. What?
Options here to choose from €10 a month up to 17, depending on the model and I guess the duration of the lease.
That's crazy.
This is fucking outlandish. This is some hogwash. I cannot believe that we are just seeing this now, just out in the open, out in the wild, unashamedly. Now, I was reading through things, and it seems like 36-month contract is what you would sign.
Look, and you guys know me. I've been saying it, right? If you're still asking for games on the PS4, you've had 5 years to save $100 each year to buy a PS5. Yeah, the price is going up now, but I guess I mean there's really no excuse. You could just rent a PS5 if you're still on the PS4. But yeah, I wouldn't do that personally.
For this agreement here.
What's that Bible verse? The borrower is the slave to the lender? I don't know. I don't know that one.
Don't ever own it. It doesn't seem like you pay for X amount of time, X amount of dollars, in this case like 10 clams, until eventually you pay it off and it's yours. That doesn't seem to happen. I don't know this company, but I was looking into them, and it seems like they do this for a lot of tech.
Oh, this isn't
And what
PlayStation
happens
doing
is,
it?
when you're done with the contract, you send it back. So you end up just paying significantly more over time. It also doesn't even make a mention of
Always.
PS Plus being included. So presumably if you want to have the PS Plus service, which I imagine most people would want if they're buying a console in the first place, you're then paying even more on top of that over a long period of time and never actually even own the motherfucker in the first place. And then
Yeah,
they just
that's
ask you to
ridiculous.
send it back politely. What an incredible deal if you've been hit in the head with a sledgehammer, I suppose. But I think a lot of people might just see, oh, as low as 10 a month. Jiminy Christmas, that's a great deal. That's very cheap. That's better than...
What I feel like what a lot of these subscription services for hardware do is they're going after the financially illiterate people that don't understand that you're going to pay more in the long term than if you just saved and bought it outright. And that's usually how it is for a lot of things, right? Like buying in bulk is always better. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but you're saving money. It may not look like it at first, but you are saving money in the long term. If you same with other things too, like that you can rent to own or whatever. It's never a deal really for you. You're always getting screwed. You're always getting bent over if you're the one looking to rent these things or try and pay monthly for them and whatnot.
And just, saving up...
Soon, and then, the next level to this, the next step, right? All right, so you can rent the console. Now, very soon, you're going to be able to rent the console with Klarna. So you'll be able to make monthly payments for the monthly payment. That's next. I guarantee it. That is next. I guarantee it.
And buying it. And I haven't seen too many people defending it, but I have seen a few brainless goob-zoomers that are always latching on to terrible fucking business practices and defending them as if it's their fucking job to do so, fighting PR battles for these billion-dollar megacorps for no reason, no gain, aside from just being treated like a fleshlight by these companies. So
Corpo shills, by the way, Corpo shills.
there definitely has been some chirping here from these addicts that must consume the goob at all times, no matter what. So
let's see what they're saying.
This to a certain extent, but most people are rightfully pushing back on this.
Yep.
Calling out how outrageous it is. It's a bunch of
I'll check that out
horseradish.
after,
This is
Bo.
not good. And it's a symptom of the direction most of the world is going, where the weasels at the top of the food chain are trying to get you comfy with the idea that you don't own shit. You will own nothing and be happy. You don't question it. Just endlessly subscribe. Rent, lease, subscribe. You have nothing. Just suckling on their...
And what I say to that, pirate, sail the high seas, don't pay for anything, download it all by yourself, put it on your own home thing, make your own home thing, stream it to your phone, learn it all. AI is out there. You can use it for free for a bunch of stuff. It'll help you. You got it.
Teat forever. And the beauty in the case
that
of
is not
the
legal
PS5
advice.
Here, once you're done suckling, you've had your fill of milk.
Of
you
course.
have to spit it all back up. You no longer even get to keep the console you've been paying for 36 fucking months. You have to send it back.
The contract
and
is
imagine
3
that you're
years,
late on
bro.
sending it back, by the way, and fucking Raylo sicks the Pinkertons on you to repo your PS5 from the lease. It's so ridiculous, man.
Pinkertons.
And the fact that there's anyone that thinks that this is a good idea really shocks me. I understand that renting consoles, renting TVs, renting from all kinds of different places has been a thing for a while.
Yeah.
And a variety of different things.
Like rent a
it's
center.
just that now every company is up in your face and just blatantly obvious about their new push to get everyone comfortable switching to the lease everything model, you will own nothing and be happy model. And in the case of Raylo, with the very limited research I've done on them, it seems like they primarily target low-income households. And in the case of the PlayStation 5, it seems like the goal is to get these families spending money that they ordinarily wouldn't be on a PlayStation 5. A low-income...
And what I say, usually the people that have low income are usually the ones that are the least financially literate. And that's that can come from familial ties, like your parents didn't know how to manage money. The school system failing you because the school doesn't really teach you how to manage money. Financial illiteracy can come from a plethora of reasons, and it's just craziness. And it's usually always the low income families that are the most susceptible to these practices and things like that. Leasing for 3 years is over $2,100. Holy, bro! You could buy a TV. You could buy a TV. You could buy a PC. You could buy a TV, a console, a PC. What else could you buy for $2,100? A bike, an e-bike, e-scooter. There's a plethora of things you could buy for that amount of money and have infinitely more fun with.
Household probably isn't super gung-ho and comfortable.
$504 for the lowest without tax. Wow.
But Raylo having an offering as low as 10 doubloons a month, well, now all of a sudden, maybe that family does start spending. And they're spending it on something that they ordinarily wouldn't be purchasing, and Raylo's getting a piece of that pie now. So Raylo's getting paid $10 a month from this family, and at the end of the 36-month contract...
Yep, you're right. It doesn't even include the membership, like he said earlier, and it doesn't even include the games. And then you got to think, each game is like $70 now if it's a AAA title. Like, come on, bro.
Is paid pretty close to what the normal retail cost.
And then I guarantee you that subscription's going to go up because the RAM prices and the RAM situation is going to cause it to go up. And that's what they're going to say when really they could just be gouging you. And yeah. You guys get the point. Like, holy,
for
man.
The device. Except now they have nothing to show for it because they have to send the device back to Raylo, who then gets to repeat this process, rinse and repeat. Meanwhile, the family that has now paid $10.
Yeah, and then imagine you get a scumbag that had the console before you and like, who knows, shook it, drop it, threw it, punched it, threw controllers at it, whatever, right? Then you also have to pay for the controllers. Oh man, I don't know if that comes with the console. Like, I know obviously one comes with the console, but if you have a family and you want to do split screen for some kind of game or whatever, yeah, bro, you are going to have to buy another controller or whatever, unless like in the subscription thing you could select how many controllers. But even then, imagine you get this console, it's all jacked up, it doesn't run well, or it's like overheating, and then you got to send it back and then wait, and you're still paying for it when you don't even have it, because you know they're not going to give you a discount for the days that you don't have the console. And then you get a controller that has stick drift in it. Like, bro, there's so many issues with this. Instant gratification of having the system right away instead of saving for it. True. That is 100% true. Instant gratification is a big problem in society as well.
$1 a month over the course of this contract gets fucking squat. It's a terrible deal. And it's a smart business move from Raylo, because what they are doing is they are incentivizing the low-income households that they're, what I believe, targeting on purpose to start spending on things that ordinarily they wouldn't be purchasing, and Raylo gets to facilitate that and make money off of that.
And like you said, Bo, they're going after the instant gratification, because a lot of what's going to happen is like, oh man, you know, I really want this console, but like, let's say you're a low income household, you're living check to check, or whatever. I mean, even if you are living check to check, I don't know why you would put yourself under more financial strain by subscribing to another service, but I digress. The point remains, like, they're going after the instant gratification instead of being able to save for it or whatever.
That family gets nothing. They end up with nothing. They're just out a bunch of money over the course of those months. And now another thing I saw a lot of people bringing up, I guess, is part of like a strategy, is like, you know, you rent the PlayStation 5 right before GTA 6 drops, and you only rent it for like a month at $10, and then cancel the lease there and send it back. So you get to play through the game that you're interested in on a PlayStation 5 for $10. I don't know if that's permissible by the Raylo contract.
I mean, you're still gonna, like, you're gonna end up paying $80 for GTA 5 at that point or whatever. You're like, and then what do you do with the game? I mean, you've had the game for a month. It's not like you can return it to PlayStation. I mean, I guess you could go trade it into GameStop, but like, what? They're gonna give you $5. So really, it's just a lose-lose.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not. It seems like you can cancel it at any time, so I'm guessing it is. So I guess if you're someone that wants to just play a PlayStation 5 for like a day, a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then instantly cancel it. So I guess in that case, you do end up saving a lot of money if you're someone who only wants to play the PlayStation 5 for a very brief period of time. You could do that strategy if it's allowed in their contract. I don't know if it is or not. Maybe they'll get the Pinkertons back on the horn for you or something. Couldn't tell you. But I feel like the norm with consoles is you get a console under the idea that you will own it long term, because presumably there's more games coming out over.
I mean, really though, like, I don't know what the policy is for Xbox and PlayStation is, but I mean, look at what Nintendo does, bro. Nintendo, like, if they don't like your name or something on Nintendo, which they could honestly just email you and tell you to change your name, but they'll just lock your console now with the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, imagine that. These people might have put in something, like, because they're partnering with Sony, as you guys saw at the very beginning with the tweet that they had here, as you guys could see in this little thumbnail. I mean, they're partnering with Sony, right? PlayStation UK literally tweeted that. So, like, imagine they gave them a way to soft lock your console so that it makes you to send it back. Like, imagine that.
Time that you might have an interest in, thus you would need the console to play them. So it'd be pretty silly to keep renting the PlayStation 5 every time a new game comes out. Then it would end up costing you money in the long term. But if you're someone that just wants to play a PlayStation for like a month or two, then I guess that strategy would make sense. I just don't think that's the typical procedure. Most people, when they move to get a console, they're probably looking to have it very long term and actually own it.
Right, yeah.
Which this
Same with
does
like a
not
PC.
allow you to do. I'm not just going to regurgitate everything I've said across countless videos now about this whole subscription-based economy and this whole you will own nothing and be happy territory we've entered across the board. I think as it's beaten time and time again by these corporations, people will just come to accept it, and something like leasing a PlayStation 5 will no longer be like a weird, wacky, wild thing that's outrageous. People.
Who do you guys think does this first next? Xbox or PlayStation? Or, I'm sorry, not PlayStation. PlayStation's already doing it. Nintendo. What other consoles are out there? I mean, I don't think there's really that many other. There's no other console, right? I'm trying to think. I can't think of another console. No. So who do you guys think it does it first? Xbox or Nintendo? Or maybe another computer company.
Just accept it as totally standard business practice. Like, cause think, not too long ago, Klarna was advertising how you can put fucking burritos on Klarna.
Yeah, that is wild. I already said it, bro. I already said it earlier it's something else he said. You could Klarna pay the subscription for the subscription, whatever I said. You think Nintendo does it next? I don't know, man. I think that's a tough call. I do. Cuz Nintendo is also very greedy. I don't know. It really could be Nintendo next. I don't know, bro.
You can lease burritos, and now you can lease your goddamn PlayStation 5, soon to be everything else in your life. The idea of ownership dying. Not just dying, being murdered, executed in cold blood. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Defiled, the corpse being dragged through the streets, paraded, mutilated, and taking the place.
I feel like the next step, the next evolutionary step in this would be, oh, you turned on your console 12 times this month. Guess what? You owe us $30. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's a possibility for these companies to do that. I feel like that is on the table for them. But they're like, okay, it's too soon to do that, so like we can't do that yet.
Case of ownership becomes the idea, imagination of having something that's yours when it's not and never will be. Mm-hmm. And I shudder to picture that future where you're the weirdo for not wanting to lease your fucking Five Guys burger. People will look at you like some kind of circus freak because you want to actually, like, own something. Get a load of this guy. This geriatric fossil tried to buy a PlayStation 7 instead of just putting it on fucking Klarna.
It's craziness.
This push that the whole world has made to everything going subscription-based and, like, lease instead of own, rent instead of buy. It's trash. Which is why I've become such, like, a big advocate for the consumer rights wiki. This is something that I've only recently become aware of, but this seems like a truly valuable service, which is just a platform that solely aims to educate consumers on anti-consumer practices that are being integrated into products. Seems like a very simple mission to just give you as much information as possible about...
Is that Louis Rosman's website? It might be Louis Rosman's website. I wonder if Charlie's working with Louis Rosman on some of this stuff. They would definitely make a good duo. If you guys don't know who Louis Rosman is a very good YouTuber when it comes to consumer rights and stuff, and he's a big advocacy on being able to fix it yourself and stuff like that.
What a lot of these shady companies are doing with their services and their products. So I really do appreciate what's been going on over there. I'll put a link to it in the description if anyone's curious about it or want to check anything out there. This is not like a sponsored segment or anything. I want to make that clear. I have just talked about this a lot and only recently had this put on my radar as something that's aiming to help in the fight against this you will own nothing and be happy future.
It's ridiculous.
So I've been all for it and just something...
It's ridiculous and diabolical. No other words for it. But you guys go ahead and give some love to Charlie and whatnot. But yeah, made some great points there for sure. This is just absolutely diabolical what they're doing.